they do say a picture is worth 1,000 words. Take a look at the video of Dr Mahathir's interview with Mehdi Hasan to see what I mean. Mahathir never answers any of the questions directly, and instead deflects all the questions by replying something else.
Should he even be behind bars? Would you pardon him if you could?
I have no power to order anybody to be released.
But would you like to see him released?
Well, I have nothing against him now. He was before.
Isn't this a simple yes and no answer? So why not just answer yes or no?
But it began on your watch. Human rights groups say his prosecution, Anwar Ibrahim's prosecution during your period in power, was viewed as, quote, a case of political revenge by Mahathir Mohamad against his most prominent critic. They point out that you claimed he was guilty before the court had even delivered a verdict. It wasn't a fair trial in the eyes of the world.
He was accused of sodomy, and it was proven in a court of law.
So, Anwar is a sodomist and not a political prisoner then, huh?
Who should be the next Prime Minister if you succeed in getting rid of him?
Watch what his answer is.
Well, if Najib goes, his party will still be in the majority and they have a right to choose whoever. But certainly they cannot choose Najib again.
So are you ruling out rejoining the UMNO party?
No, I'm not ruling out anything. Anything is possible.
Is he saying he has not closed the door to rejoining UMNO then? Interesting.
Would you be willing to rule out your sons or any family members ever becoming Prime Minister to avoid any conflict of interest? To avoid any perception of a conflict of interest?
I don't rule out anything. I have no right to rule out anything. Anybody who wants to make a bid for whatever, he is entitled to do it.
Of course you have a right, Mahdi.
You don't think it's a conflict of interest to get rid of a Prime Minister and then one of your family members takes over?
Who said I'm working for anybody? I don't even know who's going to take over.
The question was, do you think there is a conflict of interest if your family members take over as PM? And his answer was, I am not working with anybody. Apa benda tu?
You mean to say I should stop this in the interest of my own...
Gagap di situ ya, tuan-tuan dan puan-puan.
My own needs for the future? No.
And he goes on about his needs. I'm lost here. What was his needs again?
In the Malaysian way, we don't take to the streets. We write a declaration. That is all we can do.
Mahdi, you really need to be more consistent, and please try to at least remember your lies, will ya?